Sir, may I come in? Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good afternoon, Tushar. Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
So, Tushar, your interview is on 18th of February.
Yes, sir.
Who would you consider your role model other than your parents?
So, I have no specific role model as such, but sir, I consider Dr. 𝐴𝐵𝐸 𝐕𝐢𝐝 as one of my role models. Sir.
Okay. All this while in your life, who has been your influencer? If the role model is not there, who's influenced you in your life most? And any particular reason why somebody has influenced you more? Could be civil servants, could be politicians, could be...
So I have no particular influence as such that has influenced me in my entire life. Sir.
So how have your parents shaped your career?
So my parents, my dad is a professor and my mom is principal of a government school. So sir, they have always emphasized the role of education for me and tried to mold me into a better person.
Okay. Now that you said role of education is important for, do you think Bulandshahr has the right education policy as of now?
So Bulandshahr is still an aspirational district, sir. There have been some really good schools and some good colleges, but sir, we still need a better reorientation of the existing policies to ensure that more people and especially women are not dropped out of school, and proper skilling is required to ensure that those who are graduating are able to get jobs easily.
Why some of the adjacent districts of Bulandshahr have flourished more than Bulandshahr? And why, if you were the DM of Bulandshahr, what would you do in this regard?
So, sir, the district around Bulandshahr have fared better, especially the Gautam Budh Nagar, which hosts the Noida district, because there is better transport connectivity in those areas. So Bulandshahr still has only one train coming to the main station. That's why there are lack of connectivity to areas such as Delhi. So that's a very big issue. Also, sir, we have 2 or 3 good schools, but sir, a majority of schools that are there are still need some improvement with regards to education. That's the reason, sir. Also, sir, if I were to be a DM of Bulandshahr, then sir, I would definitely try to reorient the education structure towards getting them better employment. Second, sir, they would be more focused on specialist teachers that teach specific subjects. So third, sir, I would ensure that girls don't drop out because the dropping out rate is still much. They stop their education after class 12th. So that's the 3 areas, sir. Also, sir, there would be better linkages between the academy and industry, so that we are able to mold the students into those people who can get jobs easily, sir.
Okay, now you've told me the role of you as a DM for Bulandshahr. Now, if you were the Chief Secretary and the Education Secretary, Government of India, now the 2 roles are higher roles. First, as Education Secretary, what would be your budget wish list for budget 2025 with reference to Western UP?
Okay, sir. Sir, if I were to be Education Secretary, I would try to ensure that more primary schools are set up in the areas, in especially villages. And so, sir, they teach the vernacular language and the English language to ensure that those who are going to the school are able to get jobs easily. So second, sir, there would be betterment of ITIs to ensure that the technicians and other job people are able to get jobs easily. So third would be trying to ensure that a university of Western UP is able to improve its rank. Sir, a fourth would be, sir, collaboration with foreign universities of Western Uttar Pradesh, such as Chaudhry Charan universities, to ensure that academia gets exposed to the best practices around the world.
As Chief Secretary, what would be your priorities with regard to digital public initiative in Western Europe, UP and Eastern UP?
So Western UP and Eastern UP. Digital Public Initiative, sir. So I would try to ensure that citizens are made aware of existing digital public infrastructure such as DigiLocker to ensure that they are able to ensure interoperability in their life. So second, sir, would be linking the existing APMC market to ensure that agri goods are better transported and there are no logistic constraints. So third would be better implementation of the e-way bills to ensure that the goods that are transported under GST are able to transport better in the UP, reducing the logistic cost.
You play table tennis?
Yes, sir.
The counting earlier was 21. Now it has been reduced to 11. You think it's the right move?
Sir, I think it's implemented to ensure that the matches get bundled up faster, and to ensure that people who are watching don't drop out of the matches.
If that was the case, why badminton continues to have 21 points?
So I'm not aware.
You don't watch badminton?
Earlier, sir, in 2016, some bit I used to watch, but it was very casual, sir.
Okay. Which is the last movie that you watched?
So last movie I watched was Oppenheimer, sir.
And the historical movies?
So historical movies I watched The Killers of the Flower Moon, directed by Martin Scorsese. So Napoleon I watched.
What is the speciality of the director that you named?
Martin Scorsese. So he's a renowned director, sir, and he specializes.
Everyone knows he's renowned. What is he good in?
So he's good in making movies that seems like reality, and he's known for movies like Goodfellas and sir. I'm not exactly able to remember what he specializes in, but he's a renowned director.
He got some award recently. Are you aware of it?
No, sir, I'm not aware.
Okay. Now coming to the national education policy, since you focused on education, your parents have also educational backgrounds, they are professors. How would you rate the NEP on a scale of 1 to 10 and why?
So I have to rate the NEP on 1 to 10. Okay. So I would rate it 8. So because there has been a focus on holistic education rather than just mere rote learning. Also, sir, there have been new subjects like vocational education that has been introduced in the NEP. Also, sir, students have the option of dropping out and again join in the university. So that's a good part on the NEP. But sir, there have been some complaints regarding the lack of specialist teachers with regard to a value-added course like physical education and yoga. So that's one of the issues, sir.
Recently, there was some news about vacancies in teachers increasing day by day. What is your take on that? Why are we not filling up the vacancies? In various universities, in various colleges, the vacancies are going up. Is it because of economic consideration?
Sir, I feel, sir, there have been news of vacancies of teachers. So various universities such as Delhi universities have initiated much better reforms in it. They are trying to ensure that ad hoc teachers are reduced and more teachers are made permanent. But sir, due to some reasons such as bureaucratic inertia and personal contacts, they are not able to fulfill that mandate.
Thank you, Tushar.
Thank you, sir.
Tushar, when we asked about historical movies, most were Hollywood.
Yes.
Any Bollywood movies that you've seen?
Yes, ma'am. I watched Lagan. Okay. I watch less Bollywood movies, unfortunately, but I would try to ensure that I watch more.
No, it's absolutely your choice. Do you feel that history can be rewritten? Or how far are these historical movies actual rendition of what actually happened?
Ma'am, with your first question that history could be rewritten, and there is a need to, as society progress, there is a need to ensure that more diverse views are incorporated in history.
Okay.
But ma'am, we need to ensure that whatever new is being added is based on regular scholarship and academic research. That's the thing.
Okay.
Also, ma'am, with regards to your second question, ma'am, historical movies are a medium of providing historical information and also providing entertainment to the audience. But ma'am, they need to ensure that whatever they are depicting, they should give a disclaimer whether that it is for entertainment or does it depict the real historical facts. Ma'am, it's a responsibility on their part to provide the audience this information.
Okay. Now, recently, actually, last year there was this discussion that history books were being edited. So, how far do you feel that it is a right move to edit and give a different perspective from the ruling party about the historical events?
Ma'am, last year NCRT made several changes with regards to history books. But ma'am, they are being made to ensure that the indigenous sources are given primacy, and the new research that has come up is being incorporated in the books. But ma'am, we need to ensure that whatever that is written is based on rigorous scholarship, not just based on political considerations.
Okay. Now, can you tell me why do you want to be a civil servant?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, civil servants are able to serve society better, and for me personally, I have seen civil servant making a huge impact on ground. So, ma'am, that's one of the reason.
Any civil servant who inspired you?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, so there was a DM in my city, 𝐼𝐨𝐸 who is working now in the Lucknow Secretariat. When she was a DM, ma'am, she really went up to the mark and made an impact on the district administration and really helped making our city better.
Okay. What qualities do you feel you possess which make you a good civil servant?
Ma'am, I feel I am a considerate person. I like to incorporate other viewpoints of others to ensure that whatever is in my hand, I can make them serve better. Also, ma'am, I feel I like to serve people, so that helps to make civil service a better choice for me. So, ma'am, that's the thing.
If you had to choose between integrity and liberty, what would you choose?
Ma'am, I would choose integrity.
Why?
Ma'am, integrity is one of the foremost values that a person should possess. And ma'am, integrity means adhering to the rules and procedure. That's one of the foremost thing for a person. Liberty is also an important value, but ma'am, but we should exercise liberty in a specified domain. Liberty is not absolute, ma'am. That's the thing.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Tushar,
Yes.
you watched Oppenheimer.
Yes, sir.
Now, can we have clear heroes and villains in history?
Sir, history is always depicted by the person who writes it. There are always multiple perspectives in history. Sir, there's a very famous quote, sir, ki if we are watching a deer documentary, the lion appears villain to us. And if we are watching a lion documentary, the lion appears hero to us. So, sir, there are always some biasnesses in history. So, but as our research grows up, we can see the history is rather a gray area, not black and white.
So we can say that saying that Hitler was a bad person would it fall in a gray area?
So Hitler was definitely a bad person.
And what about Churchill?
So there are perspective to history, sir. So whatever Hitler did, so he was focusing on his nation. So if we see from a Nazi perspective, he was a bad guy. Mm-hmm. But sir, if we see from the nation of the Germany, that time Germany, so he's a hero for them.
What about Truman?
Harry S. Truman, sir. So Harry S. Truman, sir, the decision of Harry S. Truman of dropping atomic bomb on Nagasaki and Hiroshima is still a very controversial issue, sir, because it is believed that war was about to end and the dropping of bombs was rather a political move on the part of Truman to announce the supremacy of USA. So, sir, in that case, he can be regarded a villain. Also, sir, his treatment of Oppenheimer was still debatable.
What were the two bombs that were dropped?
So, Fat Man and Little Boy.
And what were the types?
The types. So, I'm not exactly aware of the type.
Were they both uranium, both plutonium?
Sir, I'm not sure whether they are uranium or plutonium, sir.
Oppenheimer is based on this Manhattan Project, right?
Yes.
What was the aim of the Manhattan Project?
So, aim of the Manhattan Project was to make a nuclear bomb. And
Which type of nuclear bomb? Which bomb did they test?
so, I'm not aware.
And who was the scientist who first proposed that plutonium or uranium can be used to create a bomb? It's given in the movie itself.
Yes, sir. Sir, can I take a guess?
Yes.
So, Werner Heisenberg?
Sorry?
So, Heisenberg?
Yeah. You have IFS as your second choice.
Yes.
You have interest in foreign policy.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what are the constituents of India's foreign policy?
The constituents of India's foreign policy.
Or determinants?
So, self-interest primarily determines India's foreign
Okay.
policy. Also, sir, respect for rules-based order. That's one of the part. Also, sir, non-alignment is one of the part of India's foreign policy, sir.
Okay. Now, whenever a question arises that should India favor China or should India favor US or Russia, our standard answer is that India is non-aligned and it protects its interest. But given the circumstances we are in currently, who do you think India should align with? I'll give you a perspective of this question. Because Trump is known for transactionalism, right? And we are seeing there is a recurrent rise of right-wing politics in Europe also. So in this context, what do you think should be the answer?
Sir, India should balance between both, sir, the Western democracies and the Russia and China together. So because it would help to ensure that India's self-interest is focused more rather than aligning with the group, sir.
Okay. You come from a relatively well-off family.
Yes.
And are you availing the benefits of reservation?
Yes, sir.
What is your opinion on the subcategorization of caste which was given by Supreme Court recently?
Sir, there have been reports that certain communities within scheduled caste are availing much of the benefits. So, sir, that's why Supreme Court enacted this judgment, sir. Sir, I believe, sir, this move could help ensure that certain backward castes that are not able to get representation would help get benefit easily. But, sir, we need to ensure that. Sir, this move doesn't create political problems, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Tushar.
Thanks.
So, what is the meaning of your name, Tushar?
So, ma'am, Tushar literally means snow, ma'am. Snow and hailstorm, ma'am.
Okay, so your nature is also like that?
Yes, ma'am. I try to ensure that whatever I do is based on purity and there is no bad things in my action, ma'am.
Okay. So, your hobby is engaging in resistance training.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what is the protocol of 16, 12, 25?
Ma'am, I haven't heard of it. I'll certainly try to read upon it.
Okay. So, your optional is history.
Yes, ma'am.
So, who is 𝐻𝐸𝐝?
Ma'am, 𝐸𝐻 is one of the foremost historian of history, ma'am. He wrote a book, What is History?
Why that is very famous? What is history book?
Ma'am, it's the basic book that one reads when we have a theory of history paper. It details what historian biases is, what is archaeology, and how biasness of a historian shapes history writing.
Okay, and what is the contribution of Richard Eaton in history?
Richard Eaton.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. He was a historian who focused on medieval India and he detailed he gave a counter to the destruction of temples by Muslim rulers of the medieval India, ma'am. Richard M. Eaton, ma'am.
Okay. So now tell me, today is 28th of January.
Yes, ma'am.
So are you aware about that? That today is the birth anniversary of whom very famous personality?
Yes, ma'am. Lala Lajpat Rai, ma'am.
Yes. So tell me something about him. His contribution in Indian freedom movement.
Ma'am, Lala Lajpat Rai was one of the extremist revolutionary of the Indian national movement, ma'am. He was the famous part of the Lal Bal Bal trio that was against the moderate policy of the Indian National Congress, ma'am.
If I'm saying that because of Lala Lajpat Rai ji, HSRA was formed. Hindustan Socialist Republic Association formed because of him. Am I right?
Ma'am, I haven't heard of it, ma'am, but...
You haven't heard about that?
I haven't heard of the linkages, but ma'am, I'll try to think, ma'am.
How you are not aware about that?
Ma'am,
I'm not talking about the HRA, Hindustan Republican Association. I'm talking about the Hindustan Socialist Republican Association.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I think it could be a reason, ma'am. He was in a lathi charge. That's why he died. Also, ma'am, I think to take a revenge of this thing, Bhagat Singh and his associates formed the Hasra.
Yeah, that is direct related with and direct relation with.
Yes, ma'am.
So how can you forget?
No, ma'am. I was just trying to. I haven't heard of a direct linkage, but I was just trying.
That was formed HRA and HSRA.
Yes, ma'am.
That was completely different time era that was formed.
Yes.
Okay. So have you read the Discovery of India?
No, ma'am. I haven't heard. I haven't read his Discovery of India, ma'am.
You haven't read? Okay. Yes, so just want to know your opinion, especially in context of, we can see right now, as already ma'am said about that history should be rewritten. Okay. But whenever you read the history, you say like, you are not, you have inspired someone, like some ideologies, like Marxist, like socialist. So how can we can say that we are not going to inspire or influenced by any personality or any ideology?
Ma'am, while writing history,
Yes.
always a bias comes in, the historian's bias comes in. But ma'am, we need to ensure that if history is being written by anyone, then there needs to be multiple perspective to it. We need to be aware that a historian could be biased, ma'am. Also, whatever that is being rewritten should be based on new ideas and scientific researches, ma'am.
Okay. Especially from the Quit India movement, what is your opinion, especially in context of that in that movement, what we achieve especially, and why that was the different from other movements in India?
Ma'am, Quit India movement was different from other movements of that time because, ma'am, Mahatma Gandhi allowed that violence could be unleashed, because it was for him.
That was also from, we can see in Savinay Avagya movement also.
Ma'am, in Savinay Avagya movement, ma'am, when the violence erupted, Mahatma Gandhi ji called off the movement. But ma'am, in this, he didn't call it off. Ma'am, he let it continue.
Okay.
Ma'am, that's why it was different, ma'am.
So that's why that was different.
Yes, ma'am, it was different, and ma'am, it made Britishers realize that the occupation of India would be difficult now and without the cooperation of Indians. So, ma'am, it was one of the final nails of British Empire's coffin.
And also participation in all communities also in Quit India movement, like
Yes, ma'am.
youngsters, women.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Tushar. So thank you.
Thank you.
Tushar, we've come to the end of your interview. We'll now give you the feedback.
Thank you.
Okay, Tushar, this is your first attempt, no?
Yes, the first attempt, and so this is my first mock interview.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Sorry.
don't experiment too much with a lot of mock interviews. The first advice that I'll give. You are doing absolutely well, right? Articulate, eloquent, very calm, and most of the times you were able to tackle the traps which were there in questions. In the last, I felt you tumbled a bit. Otherwise, overall, you were very, present.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. History, I feel, could be revised.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir.
And if one movie you are quoting everything in and out about the movie, especially in the context of history, should
Sure,
be
sir.
there.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, and not a lot. Don't I would say just don't change a lot in you. This is my only concern. I fear that you'll give a lot of mocks and then on 18th of Feb you'll not be your original self. So don't be that.
Sure.
Okay. Otherwise, all the best.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
You have very good presence of mind and good personality, good approach to answers.
Thank you.
Okay, so just maintain this, and you still have time, so prepare your DAF a little better.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Otherwise, all the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, Tushar, you are really quite good, very composed, very articulate, and but especially in history, you have to brush up your knowledge.
Sure, ma'am. Ma'am,
Okay.
actually, I got a bit
Because
help.
Hindustan Republican Association and Hindustan Socialist Republican Association is directly related with Lala
Yes,
Lajpat
ma'am.
Rai. So,
Ma'am, I got a bit relaxed after my mains. That was one of.
no, okay, no worries. But you have to brush up your
Sure,
knowledge,
ma'am.
and all the best from my side.
Thank you,
Tushar.
ma'am.
And also add that be willing to take a stand.
Okay, ma'am. Okay,
You
ma'am.
don't necessarily have to be diplomatic. For example, if there is about history, so how much scholarly research could you be pointing to us? So be willing to give your opinion.
Sure, sir.
You knew it was an opinion question.
Sir.
Tushar, I think the interview went well. Since your interview is post-budget, make sure that you are in sync with the latest budget, with all the policy changes that may come about. And whenever you don't know a question, you need not smile.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So, this is.
It's all right. Smiling within the interview process is all right, but when you don't know a question, it's not giving a smile doesn't make it better.
Yes, sir. Yes. Sir. So,
Okay.
it's unfortunately very natural for me to smile.
No, I know. You have a very good smile,
Yes, sir.
but especially when it comes to, sir, I don't know the answer, if you smile, it looks, gives a
Okay,
different
yeah.
impression.
Okay, sir. Sure,
Okay?
sir. Sure, sir. Sure.
So
sir.
maintain that tempo, and since it's your first attempt, do best and come successful.
Sir, एक चीज मुझे sir, was I looking nervous? मतलब it's not. It's,
Not really.
sir.
Didn't look evident on your face.
You managed everything really.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
So the interview did go well,
Thank you, sir.
except that हर जगह में से स्माइल करना जरूरी नहीं है.
Sure.
अगर नहीं आता है तो स्माइल.
I'll try. I'll
ठीक
try
है,
my best.
चलो, all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.